What's up with it, y'all? Yeah, we back with another one. This is something that I was thinking about and kind of talking about to myself. So I had to, cause I was watching these videos and I had to actually just come make a video on it, to try to get a better understanding of what's actually going on, what is actually happening, why is these why is it people being racist, or is it just anti-blackness going on, and what makes the two even different from each other? Are they different? Are they the same thing? Because you see this, you see this anti-blackness that's been going on like for a long time. It's been going on for a long time, and like I didn't really want to talk about this because but I kind of do at the same time, like these controversial issues, because I feel like they at times they need to be talked about. It needs to be brought up in order so not just me, but we all can get a clear understanding. But I think more of the sort of, it's like, okay, we know these things are going on, but why do people get so uncomfortable and tend to point fingers, like as we're talking about it, or even if we're having conversations about it? It doesn't really have to be an argument. It doesn't really even have to be a back and forth. Like, we see things happening, and it's weird because I always looked at it like you can have like, say, within your family, right? You can have people in your family that will treat these people different than these people over here. Like, for some reason, like, this is one thing I never could understand. These people over here though could be good, like a good just person or people, but those ones over there can be bad and doing a lot of bad stuff, but depending on who they are, they're still looked at in the eyes of the family or whoever as good people because they were like the most favorable and things like of that nature. So, like, I started off and I had to ask chatbot, like, let me ask chatbot a couple of questions. And before we get into the videos of people talking, because like I said, I'm just diving through this thing because whenever somebody we say something about what's going on, everybody wants to get angry and and it's like, bro, I'm not doing no back and forth with anybody no more. Like, I like really, I don't like talking about these issues, but at the same time I do because it's happening. You can't say it's not happening. And then it's like almost being robbed by somebody, and you telling the person, hey man, you took my stuff, and then them getting angry at you and having the attitude towards you because you caught them in the act. Or somebody, that people in your family are racist, or or they prejudice towards dark skin or whatever, and you making it seem like it's not happening. And then when somebody says something to you about it, you get angry. And it's like, but that within your family, this is a thing that happens. I done heard it through many different cultures of, the prejudice that people had against, dark skin, So I had to ask Chatbot. I'm like, I'm trying to understand the different cultures of people. It seems don't like black people in America. Do you know why? Or even, let me say, is it true? Because I don't know. Let me just ask Chatbot, because whenever I talk to people, people already have their the way they look at it. And it's like sometimes you got to step outside of we have to step outside of each other and hear it from a perspective that's not putting judgment upon any side. So when I asked Chatbot this is what Chatbot said.
That's a thoughtful question, and the answer is more nuanced than different cultures don't like Black people. The short answer is it's not true that most cultures dislike Black Americans, but anti Black prejudice does exist in many parts of the world. The reasons vary depending on the country's history, economics, politics, and media. Some of the main factors include history of slavery and colonialism. European colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade
What's up?
created racial
What's up, Energy?
hierarchies that portrayed people of
Felt it.
African descent as inferior. Those ideas spread globally and continued long after slavery ended. Media influence. American movies, television, music, and news are watched around the world. Sometimes international audiences are exposed disproportionately to stories about crime, poverty, or conflict involving Black Americans, which can reinforce stereotypes even though they don't represent the majority of Black people's lives. Local histories. Every country has its own history of prejudice. For example, some societies have long-standing ethnic or class divisions that intersect with attitudes toward people of African descent. Others have had very little interaction with Black people, so opinions may be based more on stereotypes than personal experience. Colorism. In many cultures, including parts of Asia, Africa, Latin America, and the Middle East, lighter skin has historically been associated with higher social status. This isn't the same as racism, but it can contribute to prejudice against darker-skinned people, including Black people. Fear of outsiders. Some prejudice isn't specifically about Black people. It's part of a broader tendency for some individuals or groups to distrust people who seem different from themselves. At the same time, it's important not to overgeneralize. Millions of people around the world admire Black Americans for their contributions to music, sports, science, literature, business, civil rights, and culture. Many countries have strong communities and friendships that cross racial lines. If you're asking specifically about Black Americans rather than Black people in general, there can also be stereotypes tied to American culture, media portrayals, or politics that don't necessarily reflect people's views of Black people from other countries. So the evidence doesn't support the idea that different cultures don't like Black people in America as a universal truth. A more accurate statement would be that anti-Black prejudice exists in many societies, but its prevalence and causes differ widely, and many people reject those prejudices entirely.
Okay. Now now that's crazy. You feel me? That's crazy to think about in itself. So like I'm going, oh, okay, all right, okay, I understand that. I get what you're saying. It's this prejudice that, they have against the darker skin. So I'm like going, okay, okay, okay. Just explain to me the prejudice between, black, well, like explain to me the difference between black prejudice and black racism, not just here in America, but explain to me like the difference around the world. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm gonna say it again, is because I don't want the views of like if I'm looking at it from myself from as a black person, or if I'm looking at it from as another race or whatever. Okay, just give me a circular opinion. So, and this is what Chatbot had to say about that. And then after this, we're gonna get right into the videos, and then you can see for yourself. Like you kind of judge what's going on in the way people are explaining the way they look at it.
The distinction depends on how the terms are defined. Different people and academic fields use them differently, so it's helpful to be explicit. Anti-Black prejudice. Anti-Black prejudice refers to negative attitudes, stereotypes, fear, or hostility directed toward Black people because they are Black. It can exist at the individual, cultural, or societal level. Examples include assuming a Black person is more dangerous or less intelligent without evidence, refusing to hire or rent to someone because they are Black, using racial slurs or treating Black people differently because of their race, social exclusion or discrimination based on race. Prejudice is about beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. Racism. Racism generally refers to racial prejudice combined with discriminatory actions or systems that disadvantage people based on race. There are two common ways people use the term. One, broad definition, common usage. Any race can be racist toward any other race. If someone discriminates against another person because of race, that's racism. Two, systemic or academic definition. Racism includes institutions, laws, and systems that create or reinforce racial inequality. Under this definition, discussions often distinguish between individual
Stereotypes are
prejudice and
earned.
systemic racism. This difference in definitions is one reason conversations about racism can become confusing. People may be using the same word to mean different things. Around the world, anti-Black prejudice has been documented in many parts of the world, though its causes vary. North America, shaped heavily by slavery, segregation, and their lasting social and economic effects. Europe, influenced by colonial history, immigration, and historical stereotypes. Latin America, often intertwined with colorism, colonial history, and social class. Parts of Asia, some anti-Black attitudes stem from limited exposure to Black people, media stereotypes, or colorism rather than the same historical context as the U.S. Middle East and North Africa, attitudes can be influenced by historical slave trades, social hierarchies, and contemporary cultural factors. Africa, while Black Africans generally do not hold prejudice against Black people as a racial group, prejudice can exist between different ethnic, national, or tribal groups. In some countries, there can also be biases toward foreigners, including Black Americans or immigrants from other African nations. The key takeaway: anti-Black prejudice equals negative attitudes or discriminatory treatment directed at Black people because they are Black. Racism equals racial discrimination or systems that produce racial inequality. Depending on the definition being used, it may refer to individual acts, systemic structures, or both.
Now, okay, with it saying that, you know, okay, we're gonna just jump into the videos now. Let's see, you know, what people are saying now, how people actually look at it. And it's weird because you kind of get it from all sides. It is what it is. You feel me? I'm telling you, bro. It is what it is. But if you sit and you act like these things ain't going on, then I'm just saying it says a lot about you, like, people that act like it's not happening, like this doesn't happen, or pointing the finger at each other. It's like, bro, what the hell is we doing? Everybody's supposed to be grown, but everybody doesn't act grown. Like, that's what I'm starting to see. Like, we're all grown, but everybody just don't act grown. That's just what it is. Like, I don't know if people weren't taught how to respect each other. I don't know what it is, but I'm just saying it's just the weird thing going on. Now, let's go on and just jump into the video. I seen somebody say something about this guy's bonnet. My girl woke up this morning with a bonnet on. This is what they wear for their hair to keep their, I don't know, but I don't grow hair no more. But that's another thing, like stereotypes. Like, you create your own, and some of us, our minds, boy, I'm telling you, the imagination is a mother.
Coming over here and immediately attacking like Black people, Black
Man, hold on,
Americans.
it didn't start from the beginning.
Like for the immigrants that be coming over here and immediately attacking like Black people, Black Americans, why don't y'all be like having this much smoke for the people that y'all are running from in y'all home country? Like, why do we get the smoke like we did something to y'all? I don't get that. It's just like if the roles were reversed and we did nothing in this country and we had to go live in Saudi Arabia for a better life, I don't think that I would move there and be like, the Black Saudi Arabians is bums. They lazy, they trash, they like, just based off of where I came from, I don't know. I honestly feel like the real issue is we fought, y'all fled, and y'all mad about that. Like, y'all have a chip on y'all shoulder or something about that. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. Like,
And stereotypes again, because somebody in the comments gonna say, well, the stereotypes are earned. No, they not. Come on now, bro. Get your game up. Like, I don't think it's earned. I think stereotypes be like, if you go back and you watch a lot of the, like, Little Rascals, the way they portrayed the Stymie, I keep forgetting his name, the little black kid in Little Rascals, and you go and you watch a lot of the old black and white TV shows on how Black people were stereotyped, that wasn't Black people. But that's the way that they made us. That's the way that they, for us to be in the film, we had to play that part right there just to be in the movie. Oh, Mouser, I don't know what the. We had to be a certain way. Like it's funny because when you watch Malibu's Most Wanted, remember when the Asian lady was his no. It wasn't Malibu's Most Wanted. It was called Campaign with Will Ferrell and the other guy. And when the lady who take care of the home came to the door and opened the door, she was like, "Hey, I see you came here. Your father's out in the back." And the white dude asked her, "So dang, Dad still got you talking like that?" Well, he paid me an extra $50 if I just talk like this. Bro, these things are put on us from them, from people, from them, and it's like weird because even when you go back and you watch Hollywood Shuffle, like like that's a early '80s, late '70s movie. Hollywood Shuffle showed you that they portrayed us in movies the way that they thought we should be. You gotta talk like this. You gotta act cool or act like there's certain ways that they portrayed us in movies. That's a good movie to go back and watch, and then you say, "Oh, yeah, exactly, same thing though." Same thing. White people are stereotypes. Well, let's see. Are white people stereotypes earned? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. Is it? They
So
run
I
shit.
keep seeing videos of people saying, "Oh, Black Americans hate Haitians," and how Black Americans, advocating for Haitians to get sent back home. And that's just like, why do y'all have so much smoke for Black Americans and not the white man, the white tea, the white tea that's actually doing it? I am confusion. It never ever made sense to me how everybody and their mother scapegoats Black Americans. I was gonna say Black people, but it's literally specifically Black Americans that get scapegoated. Like, white people got the best PR I done ever seen known to mankind, because they literally are the ones signing the executive orders, passing the bills. They're the judges in the Supreme Court. They're the ones that's the goddamn president of the goddamn United States. They're the ones majority sitting in Congress, and yet y'all are sitting up here talking about Black Americans all day. And in reality, the Black Americans that are saying, "Okay, go home," it's a response to you all constantly saying, "Well, at least I got a home to go to, and y'all ain't got no culture, and y'all are dirty Black Americans, and we're better, and swoop-de-whoop, and so on and so forth, and we paved the way for y'all, and we built the goddamn country." So what I see, and what I've said myself, is like, if y'all built the first world country, you had temporary protection status. This is for the people that had temporary protection. Temporary. Do we know what temporary means? Temporary protection status that got revoked. I mean, it was literally temporary. And y'all, the people that had it for over a decade. So we're saying, y'all always say you come here, you work hard, y'all are the engineers, the doctors, the lawyers. Why not take that skill set, and you built the whole first world country for the TPS ones within a matter of 10 years. You built a whole country in 10 years. Why not take that skill set and the money and go and build Haiti? Like, that's the only thing that I've been seeing people say. People have been saying bye because y'all have been talking big money, hot money, cash money shit about Black Americans. And what I really think it is, it's not that y'all are saying that we're talking bad about y'all or we are advocating for y'all to get sent back. I think y'all are really mad that we're not advocating for y'all to stay. And it's that emotional manipulation shit that y'all are doing, because that's really what it is. Y'all are mad, just like how the Latinos is mad and the Mexicans was crying up and down the goddamn streets when the ice cream truck started rounding them up. And we just said, hey, we're going to sit this out. We're going to mind our business. Y'all are seemingly upset that we're continuing to mind our business. Like, you all have been saying that we're not the same. Culturally, we ain't got one. You the HBIC, and I'm not just talking about Haitians, I'm talking about immigrants in general. So then when we finally said, okay, we're not the same, we're going to focus on ourselves, and we're going to just leave y'all to your own devices, everybody's crashing out. What y'all think about this? Because why y'all don't got no smoke for the white man? Why do I keep seeing videos of Haitians talking about Black Americans? y'all are losing the plot. Y'all are losing the plot. Now I could see y'all responding directly to certain things that people will say. I get, hey, it's an ecosystem. We all making content, but I've not seen one video about Haitians talking about white Americans. Like what? And then y'all claim these are the same people that's destabilizing y'all's countries and why y'all can't go back. Why y'all don't got no smoke for the white man is what I want to know. Okay, bye. Did I say relevant?
Well, because the Black Americans is the ones that's running the country, and we make the laws, and being that we make the maybe that's it. We make the laws. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. I'm not even gonna speak too much. I'm gonna let the video speak for itself.
And Black Americans, I'm not trying to tussle. I promise to God, I'm not. I just want you to know that it's okay to be Black Americans. I'm so confused. It's like an identity crisis. I'm gonna understand.
Rent free. Rent free. But then when we call ourselves Sulani, y'all got an issue with it. But then when you got Black Americans who completely deny their African ancestry, y'all got a problem with that. When we don't know where we come from, specifically in Africa, y'all got a problem with that. When the fuck are y'all just gonna leave us the fuck alone? See, I never say this publicly, but I'm gonna say it. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when I say pro-Black, I really mean pro-Black American. And this is why. Because it seemed like everybody got a motherfucking problem with us for no fucking reason. I didn't even watch the full video because that was just a bunch of nonsense. Because at first I agreed with her. She was like, it's okay to be a Black American. I was like, girl, yes. And then she continued talking and I was like, oh, I'm in enemy territory. But she proceeds to say like, oh, y'all be one that act like y'all from Africa and... But we are. I'm confused. But once again, when we don't know where we come from, plenty of Black people that aren't American all around the world, y'all love to say, oh, Black Americans are so ignorant, they don't know where they come from. But when we want to tap in, when we want to familiarize ourselves, when we want to get close to our ancestry, then it's a problem. Please leave Black Americans the fuck alone. Mind you, whole time she talking with an American accent. Who popularized wigs? You got one on? Guarantee you that fucking jacket is American. I guarantee you live in America. Like, y'all.
That was a good one. I like that one. Let's keep going. I'm not gonna comment. I'm gonna just y'all can speak in the comments about what you said and how you feel about it. I ain't gonna speak to the end of the video, okay?
Yeah, he's my employee, and you shut the fuck up.
Wait, right here it says, dang, no smoke for YT people on your own soil, but you got smoke for Black Americans. They said we don't come from them. We aren't weak. Now the cosplaying makes sense.
Shut the fuck up now. Go, Dad. I don't want to see your ugly face anymore. Make it fucking orangutan food. No, say that word. You're not an orangutan. You're not a cool guy. You're just an asshole. That's all. And I want you to leave right now. Now. Out of my office. Out of my office, you fucker. Now. Leave. 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 Leave!
That's hella disrespectful.
Okay, you! Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you, bro? You wanna go against me? Come on. I'll hit you. It's you. Don't stop. Don't me. Right now. I'm going to go against you.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's hella disrespectful. I don't care who I was. And if I was there, I don't care who they were. I would have flashed on dude. I don't give a damn. You got me twisted.
Hey! What the fuck are you doing? Come on, amateur. This is how you do it. Stay away. Like, nothing against coffee. Can I use with your permission, can I use your shirt to wipe my face? Because I have snot.
That shit is not funny to me at all, bro. I hate to say it. That is not funny.
I don't think you think if you buy some better pants inside, this guy is a loser.
And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real about it. That's the part that I don't like about us as Black Americans, bro. People can do us bad, like for centuries, and still, if we see one of theirs going through something, we'll still step in and help and defend. We'll still feel empathy for that person or those people. That's just the way we are. But we're coming out of that. We're like other people are making us get away from that. Like, I'm not going to feel empathy for you and you wouldn't feel it for me if the shoes was on the other foot. Like, if that was a Black American going through that, they'll be laughing. It'll be jokes and all kinds. No, right now, I feel no jokes about that right there that just happened. I don't care who you are, what person you are, what type of person you are, but we're losing that. That's what we're losing. That's what the world is making us lose.
Trust me, I have smoked for all Nepo babies, not just white ones living in Nigeria. There are sons and daughters of Nigerian diplomats, presidents,
She
governors
said African rich kids come to the West to cosplay as oppressed.
running around the UK, speaking on behalf of the diaspora, talking about how hard it is to be a black person, but they don't want to talk about their class status when they go back home. They are using money that belongs to the Nigerian people, funneled out of the country to become cultural and entertainment writers, to write books and live a very comfortable life. I will never ever forget during
They're in bed with the royal family. They've been in bed with the royal family for a long time. They're also in bed with America. You know what they do when they come here to America? They take resources that are intended for the descendants of the slaves that their ancestors sold.
Dang.
Very
Allegedly
sick
so.
and disingenuous group of individuals. And this is why I'm happy these movements and these conversations are currently happening in America. Y'all need to do your due diligence in the UK, because I've been noticing that shit for a long time. The average Nigerian citizen is being oppressed by people that look like them. They're not being oppressed directly by America. They are mainly being oppressed by people that look like them. Like, am I the only person that sees something wrong with this shit? Like, should we continue to blaming the UK and America for Africa's lack of infrastructure? And the average Nigerian that lives there, they know that. They know what the fuck is going on. That's why they want out that country. They know that the people that leaders are in that country, their leaders ain't shit. And I don't blame them. I really don't.
Trust me, I have
Wow. That's deep.
Lord, I'm not trust, and Lord, I'm not share this story. Let me tell you something, man. If so-called black people got all this smoke for each other, ready to go off on one another, then you so-called black people should have smoke for everybody. If you're gonna cannibalize and fight your own kind and cannibalize on your own, when I say cannibalize, I don't mean eat your own kind. I mean, if you're gonna fight and destroy your own kind for any type of offense, even the most minor, you should really be on 10 when it comes to everybody else who disrespect you. Okay? Everybody else outside of us that disrespect you, you should be on 10, since you got no problem being on 10 for your own people that look like you. I'm just saying. Think about that.
That's what's been going on.
Lord,
That's what's been going on right now. I think that's why a lot of people are, angry, because, man, black people right now been on 10. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't mad. I'm not mad. You feel me? I'm like just sitting back watching going, finally. That's how I feel. I feel like finally, because that's what they've been saying. Oh, y'all go against each other and all this. And then as soon as they bring the smoke to you, it's a problem. Like it's a big problem. It's like no, now everybody can get it. Anybody can get it.
Hey, shout, I ain't even gonna lie. The little British girl really got under my skin this morning talking her little shit about, African Americans, Black Americans not having their own culture and ain't nobody trying to bite African American culture because we ain't got none. Motherfuckers say this shit to us constantly while biting African American culture. Like everything we do, the whole world bite that shit and they'll sit there and tell us to our face, y'all ain't got no culture. But y'all want to do everything, like the whole world runs off of what black folk do. Man, fuck that shit. So from now on, every time I see somebody of another culture talking shit about black folks in America, I'm going to go on a fuck that rant about all the lame ass shit from your culture and your country. And I already told Elaine a bunch of shit about fuck the lame ass shit in her country, but I felt like I left a lot of shit out. Some of y'all in the comments on my last video helped me out. And then I went and Googled a bunch of lame ass British and English shit that I also wanted to say fuck. I made a list of, hold on, let me get my speaker so I can see this shit. Dude.
I made a list of
I made a list of shit that I wanted to say fuck this shit also. So here we go. Fuck fish and chips. Fuck BP gas station, because y'all always got the highest lamest ass prices anyway, lame ass nigga. Fuck Benedict Cumberbatch, that actor. I don't like his motherfucking face. Fuck Stonehenge, fuck that dumbass accent y'all got. Fuck the London Eye, nigga, that lame ass Ferris wheel y'all got by that dirty ass river, nigga. The Ferris wheel in Atlanta way better. So fuck that. Y'all niggas still burying bodies from when y'all had the Black Plague all them years ago. So fuck all them folks who died in the Black Plague. Fuck the Queen's Guard. Fuck black pudding. Hey, just in case you don't know what black pudding is, man, these motherfuckers eat congealed pig's blood. They fry up straight up pig's blood and make it look like sausage, make that shit hard, and they eat that shit. It's straight pig's blood. Y'all niggas nasty as a bitch, and y'all want to talk, man, y'all niggas, man, fuck. So fuck, anyway, it's called black pudding. Fuck black pudding. Fuck that dumbass sport called cricket. I tried to watch that shit. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was reading the instructions of how the game is played and didn't know what the fuck was going on. So fuck that shit. And like I mentioned earlier, fuck that dirty ass river. Y'all got that lame ass Ferris wheel by. If I forgot anything, fellow African Americans, feel free to comment. In the comment section, let me know what else to say. Fuck about these lame ass British folk. Like we over here studying, like niggas just sitting around the hood in America all day studying what black English people be. Man, the last time I gave a fuck about England, the first time I remember giving a fuck about England in my life is when Princess Diana died. And I remember my mama loved Princess Diana to death. So like I said, we slap shout. I love shout forever, man, because she was a real humanitarian. She was in them trenches with black folks. She really gave a fuck and tried to do some shit. That's why they unallowed it. So, you know what I'm saying? Long live Princess Diana. Second time I gave a fuck about Britain was just recently when the Queen died. Me and my folk didn't cry about it, though. We threw something on the grill. Fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, I didn't even know until when I was a little kid, I didn't know black people could even be from Britain. I thought, nigga, the butler Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I thought he was just acting, doing the accent. Once I found out that shit was real, that's when I knew black people was from England. But I ain't gave a fuck about England since none of those events, shouted. And none of my niggas sitting around the hood give a fuck about England, shouted. We do not sit around the hood around there be talking about what the fuck going on over in England or the UK, shouted. We do not be studying y'all. We do not be giving a fuck about y'all. Y'all niggas be biting off of us. Yes, you do. Y'all motherfuckers appropriate African American culture, UK drill, rap, all that shit, nigga. Y'all get everything from black folks here in America. So stop with the cap. And if you want smoke, nigga, you can holler at us. What's up?
That's that. Like, if you really think about it, like to all my, black people out there, do you remember a time where you sat around the table with your whole family and literally had conversations like this? Like, it ain't been too many. It's only one family member that I know that, we have these discussions back and forth about, the people that just don't like us for our skin color. Like this, we don't sit around and have conversations about Africans. We don't sit around and have conversations about, we just don't do it. Now, we see people saying these things and we hearing these things, and now it's like become a topic of discussion amongst here on social media. But I guarantee, like my mom in the house right now, I call her out right now and have a conversation with her, and I guarantee you it's gonna be like a fresh, brand new conversation to her about this, about these things. But I know that she went through a lot as she was younger, and it was racism. It wasn't anti-blackness. She went through racist stuff to where when they went and they played certain teams on, like she told me a story of where they went and they played a team that was on the outskirts of Fresno. It was a white team, and they was playing flag football, and every time, they was winning, they was kicking their ass. So the only thing they could do was get mad and call them the N-word. You know what my mom said? She said, "We didn't get mad. We just start hitting them harder. We just start going at them harder. We didn't get angry. We laughed at them and we just kicked their ass more. Except this time, like, we just start hitting them, like knocking them down. And then we was laughing about that. Oh, yeah, you call me the N-word, but I'm going to knock your ass down. You feel me, in this game. And, that's the way she explained it to me. So I'm just saying.
Nigerians have all this shit to talk about Black Americans, all the smoke for the Black Americans. But when I Shall Speak got there, then they were just begging the Black Americans, begging for opportunities, begging. I Shall Speak left in 24 hours because of all the begging. I've been seeing videos left and right about all the secondhand embarrassment from Nigerians just begging and begging. But Black Americans are the ones with the mindset issue. Black Americans are the ones that's not doing good. We got all the problems here. We the problem. But y'all begging us over here and over there. Out of all the African states, we haven't seen as much begging as we've seen in Nigeria. The most prideful African country, supposedly, is the most shamelessly begging. This isn't a shame type of thing. This is just an observation. Now, somebody could very easily overdo y'all or beg even more than y'all. We still got Ghana to see in the other West African countries, but so far, out of all the African countries, Nigeria takes the cake for begging.
That's wild, because I seen the one video where he was in there with the big swole dude that was been in the thing, and he was asking him for money. And he was telling him, and he was like, "Man, do you want me to, what if I just give you some money?" And like that did make me kind of think, like, wait, hold on, why are you asking I Shall Speak for money? Like, he just go around just giving people money or something. That is kind of weird, bro.
To all so-called Black Americans, I want all the smoke. You can't prove to me that you're African. You cannot prove to me that you're African. Don't make excuses about the records being burned and other crap like that. You can't prove to me that you're African using genealogy. You cannot prove to me that you're African using genealogy. All of you. I want that smoke. I ain't hiding. You fake Africans.
You can't. I hate to say it. I ain't gonna lie. He's not. Well, I know I tried. I couldn't prove it. I couldn't prove it. I had to ask, my elders, and they were like, "Yeah, we ain't African." Like, you ask Black elders, they gonna tell you you're not African. And it's like, dang. So I went through the history reports, and yeah, I've seen the same thing. So for me, that's true. I don't know about others.
The fact that Black Americans fight with African Americans is wild to me. The fact that you are jealous, Black Americans are jealous of African Americans, is unbelievable. The fact that you do not consider us the same is mind-blowing to me. The fact that
and see, this is the thing that I get when I hear this. Like, you'll hear this and it just lets you know, thank you. It'll let you know that a lot of people just don't understand what is going on. So, you got it's just ignorant to what is going on. because a lot of black people ain't never had anything against. You never had in our family. We never had our family members go, "Hey, them African people, don't like them. Don't kick it with them. Don't be around them." Look, I'm 40 years old. Like I'm 50 years old, and I barely started hearing that Africans didn't like us this year. Like that's where I started seeing it, and then I started seeing it. Then it make you go back and you hear the stories. You hear the stories, and you can go talk to your own people, and they'll tell you the stories. But we still never like. It was a time we was man wearing all the little African symbols and shit. Like I don't know, bro. People like people is weird as hell.
First of all, why would you respond to her video? Why?
I don't know.
She don't even look like she is in America, okay? Figure that out first. Some of these motherfuckers just running their mouth, they ain't even America. And then look at what she's saying.
And I was saying this too. And a lot of y'all know, and a lot of y'all go on, y'all watch a lot of these people videos. They're not even in America, but they're making videos about, black people going at it with Mexicans. Black people going at it with Asians. And you'll start getting them in your timeline, and these people don't even be in America. But they're speaking on America and what they say we are doing. Like they have our back, and it's like, bro, they really don't, but okay.
So based on what she's saying, it just means that she doesn't know any black or American history. She just probably got here 5 or 10 years ago, and she's running her fucking mouth. First of all, no. Why? Anybody that gets on this app and starts asking a bunch of why questions, they're a motherfucking moron. You get me?
Man.
We're beyond, it's 2026, we're beyond why. We're conscious. If you're on this app getting caught up with all the fuckery that's on this app, that means you're a fucking loser. You're a beast. You're overweight. You're sick. You're going through diseases and shit. Your whole family, your whole life is in disarray. You probably don't got no air conditioning. Why are you fucking responding to this? Do you understand all these things, black, American, Africans, Haitians, Jamaican, etc., whatever we're the beginners and the end of society. So watching individuals from little pockets fight each other is stupid. That means they are the fucking morons of TikTok, okay? Don't get caught up in that. I can't believe you're responding. Can't believe you're responding to this motherfucking girl. And she's fucking, look at her. She looks unhealthy. She's got a fucking toupee on and shit. No, stop responding to people. Stay positive. Like, life is too fucking good.
Hey, this is how I feel about a lot of things. I hate to say it. It's like, this is how I feel about a lot of things. It's like, life is too good right now to be even responding to a lot of the bull that's going on.
You know, black Americans are the only group that fights back against white supremacy. No other group fights back against white supremacy. Every other group tries to thread the line and not say too much. You go through Vivek Ramaswamy's comic section and it's just white people telling him to go back to India, that they don't want him here, calling him a G. You go through FBI Director Kash Patel's comic section on Twitter and it's them doing the same thing, telling him to go back to India. He shouldn't be here. He shouldn't have the job. He's DEI. You know, we're the only, even the Indians don't fight back, the Hispanics don't fight back, the Asians don't fight back. Black Americans are the only group that fights back against white supremacy. It's always been like that. I think it will always be like that. And that's just what it is. No one else does, everyone else just puts their hands up and says, okay, cool, you're white, so this is just how it has to be. It's awful to see. Cause I was just looking at Kash Patel's comment section this morning and I'm just like, why is he just letting white people talk to him like this? Well, then again, on that side, that's what you have to do. You have to just let white people just berate you and destroy you and tell you ain't shit and you don't say nothing back. Black Americans.
I like that he said that because I didn't have to say it. But that is true right there. That is so true. We've been fighting with white people for a long time and we will continue until things are, we will continue. It's probably going to go on forever, to tell the truth.
This fight has nothing to do with black people in America. Zero.
All of y'all who are saying this is not our fight, I'm trying to understand where we're coming from, because I understand that black people be on the forefront of a lot of different movements and that our movements have paved the way for other groups, marginalized groups, to get rights in America. So I'm understanding where the logic is going, but I'm telling you the logic is flawed. anytime anything has ever happened in America, we have always been the scapegoats. We have always been the last leg of the line. They are going to find a way to make this about black people. They're going to find a way to make this touch black people. They already have. Like, maybe y'all weren't paying attention in class, but in Nazi Germany, did y'all forget that the Gestapo also targeted, sterilized, murdered, and put in concentration camps black Germans? Like, this idea that this will not affect us and that it's not our fucking fight. Are you cool? Like, what the fuck are you? And mind you, we're not saying that right now that black people are the most affected group. What we're saying is that a loss of rights for one is a domino effect.
That's not true. This fight has nothing to do with black people in America. Zero. It's not our fight. And what's happening is that the liberals and the Democrats are very upset that black people aren't joining in. There's a lot of reports out there. There's a lot of people talking that wish that Renee Good was black because they feel like they would get more traction with what they got going on.
Dang.
What's missing for this whole fight and these anti-ICE protests is black people. They need black people. But people are going on here saying it's not our fight. They're trying to get the Latinos in California, Los Angeles. They had a couple protests, Boyle Heights, downtown LA. I'm from the LA area. They're trying to recruit more nationalities to help them push this narrative. They wish that that person that got shot in Minnesota or Minneapolis, Renee Good, was of a different race. It's because they need the people to push their agenda. If that was a Latino, if that was a black person, they would have way more people doing these protests. They don't have the juice. It's because we're not joining it. What does this benefit black people if they jump into it? Nothing. Because there's so many things that black people done protested and got the short end of the stick. What it is, black people are just being smart. That's exactly what it is. Black people are like, you know what? We've been here before. We've done so many protests, Black Lives Matter, protests for this, say her name protest, this and this. But what did we really get out of it? Absolutely nothing. So black people are chilling out. Black people are like, this has nothing to do with us. Because you know why? When we had these things happen in our issues, in our community, where were these other people claiming to help? Where were these other people? Where's the Somalians? Where's the Nigerians? Where were the white people? Where were the Latinos? Where were all these people at when we had our stuff going on? Look at the marches. It was 90% black. This fight has nothing to do with
which is wild to think about, bro. And I know why we sit it out. A lot of times, like, we sit out because they want us to get involved because we be the ones they be trying to take out. They don't need us out there to protest to take out. They've been taking us out in many different ways. Period. And we fought enough. We found different ways to fight. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, that shit is weird.
By Mexican people, what we won't do is cause a problem between the Mexican people and the black people. Because you know what the black people did? They chose the right side of history. They didn't want all of this to happen another 4 years. You know what Latino people did? We voted against each other. That's exactly what we did. Like, take your time, grab a little paper and a pencil, and compare the election results, the polls, one by one, so you can see how embarrassing we look. Like, and then we sit here and we tell black people, oh, why aren't you fighting with us? They did! They voted! They voted to not have to go through this again. So, like, let's not do that.
Anti-black Latinos who thinks that their skin tone and proximity to whiteness will make them white. Yeah, I'm talking about you Ashley Gonzalez motherfuckers.
I'm sorry, your voice, is that I'm just going to the next video. I have nothing against, but I can't, you know. I'm just going.
Xenophobia has its definition, absolutely. But there are many ways to enact xenophobia, and I'm sorry. Why are you choosing to say, this ain't our fight, the moment you see black and brown people being hurled off into detention centers or being put into these dark basements with no water, no electricity, no food? They're being sent to countries that they're not even from. Like, why are you choosing that moment to say, this is not our fight?
The reason that we are responding like that is because people are asking us to speak up when we have done enough speaking up as black Americans, right? So we do have the right to say this is not our fight because look how we voted, look how they voted, right? Me no black. I would vote for Donald Trump and all those things, right? So
that's real though.
Hey, they're on their own. This is not our fight, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. I mean,
thanks for
there was a Mexican president that said, "Let the Negro fight his own battles." I think it's about time Black Americans. I'm not Haitian. I'm speaking on Black Americans. Black Americans have done so much in this country. Black Americans are the reason why a lot of people who come over here have rights to begin with. So if black folks are tired and fed up, right, to where they don't want to speak up no more, they're going to just get their money and stay out the way and you know, pray for everyone, right? They have the absolute right to do that. So as a Black American, we choose to sit down. Have a good day.
Exactly.
We're rooting for everybody black. We want everybody black to win. You know what I'm saying? But these other black countries, whether it's in Africa or the Caribbean, they're rooting for their own country and then rooting for every other country to beat us. They're never rooting for the black people in Team USA. Why is that? Whereas Black Americans, we want all the black people.
Man, oh my God! Even in the World Cup, bro, it's like so much racism going on. That shit is crazy.
To win. We want all black people to win. But these other black countries, they don't want us to win. Matter of fact, they're hoping and praying we lose.
Me and my best friend were talking about this video, and it's plain and simple. It's jealousy, and they will never admit it, but it's honestly jealousy. I told my best friend, it's kind of like those people who make statuses and they say stuff like, your parents gave you everything. I had to work hard for mine. I had to grind for mine. We're not the same. It's that sort of thing. Like, they think that African Americans have a privilege that we didn't have to work for, which is living in America. A lot of Caribbean people and African people, their families work so hard to get to the United States or to Europe. They have to leave their family back home. They make so many sacrifices to get to, you know, the land of opportunities, and we're just born here. And so I really do feel like it's jealousy that, you know, their family had to work so hard to get something that they believe that we were just born with. Like, we just got these privileges, you know, that we didn't work for. Black Americans, we know that living in the United States is not all peaches and cream, okay? Comparison is a thief of joy. The grass is not always green on the other side. We know that. But to, you know, people who are not from the United States, from the outside looking in, the United States is the land of opportunities, jobs, you know, education. You know, it's the American dream. I think sometimes they forget, you know, about slavery, about Jim Crow, everything that our ancestors, African American ancestors, shoot, my granddaddy had to work for just to, you know, be black in this country and have rights that you all also benefit from. Caribbean people and African people who come to the United States, you benefit for the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears of our freaking grandparents. There's a documentary on Netflix. It's about the life of a Bahamian filmmaker in the United States. He migrated to the United States. His name is like Sidney Poitier or something like that.
Sidney Poitier.
And he talks about how when he moved from the Bahamas to Miami, he got chased out of Miami by the KKK because he did not know that he was not allowed to speak to white people. And he had a delivery job, and he thought he could just deliver it to the front door, and he was supposed to deliver it to the back, and they chased him out of town because he did not know that as a black person, in the Bahamas, he could talk to white people, and he didn't know that, and he had to leave Florida because of the KKK. When I was in Grenada, me and my best friend, we got the rental car stuck in a ditch. Oops. And we literally just went up to somebody's door and was like, hey, can y'all help us get this car out the ditch? Not only did the husband come push the car out the ditch, the wife literally ran out and was like, wait for us because we were lost. We're going to get in the car and y'all are going to follow us and we're going to get y'all back on the main road. In the United States, a 10-year-old boy was shot because he got on the wrong bus and got dropped off somewhere he was not familiar with, and he went and knocked on somebody's door to ask for help, and the homeowner shot the little boy. There's privileges both ways. Like, again, I just think that they hate us because they just think that, you know, we're privileged for living in the United States, and y'all just don't even know the half of it.
Man, don't even know that.
And this one goes out to those who love to disparage the delineation movement by asking us, why do we have so much smoke for immigrants and no smoke for the white man? First of all, got to put context around everything, so I'm going to optimize your question for you. Immigrant doesn't necessarily equal tether. Immigrant does not necessarily equal tether. Immigrant does not necessarily equal tether. A tether is somebody who comes from one place to undermine, disrespect, and misrepresent the people of another place. A tether is somebody who comes from one place to undermine, disrespect, and misrepresent the people of another place. A tether is somebody who comes from one place to undermine, disrespect, and misrepresent the people of another place. That is a tether. So, like I said, let me optimize your question for you. You ask us why we have so much smoke for tethers, but no smoke for the white power structure. First of all, that is not true. That's absolutely not true. Second of all, how come the people being referred to, how come you never ask them why they don't fight the white man? How come they are exempt from that question? Because they're obviously not fighting the white man because they too busy talking shit to us. They too busy meddling in our politics and speaking on our issues, which the white man allows and actually incentivizes. There's receipts for that. I spoke on that on one of my other videos through programs like the U.S. Department of African Development, the Young African Leadership Initiative, and all kinds of basically set-asides that the government has made for immigrants in general. Mark Andreessen at the Reagan National Economic Forum said out of his own mouth. Now, this is a white man talking, a white entrepreneur in corporate America, and I believe he's an economist, I believe. But either way, he was speaking at the Reagan National Economic Forum in 2025. And he said the quiet part out loud. He said corporations and universities will literally import Africans and other melanated people so that they can hire them and enroll them in their jobs and universities so they can still meet their diversity quota without hiring black Americans. You see what I'm saying? So 48 laws of power, when you destroy, you got to destroy completely. You got to destroy the system and everybody complicit in the system. Because don't think that these tethers don't know. They know. They know.
They act like they don't.
There have been tethers that have qualified for the United Negro College Fund. Look that up if you think I'm lying. Okay? But anyway, so that being said, how come y'all don't ask tethers why they don't fight the white man and why they spend so much time bothering us and getting in our business? How come you don't ask them that? How come you don't ask the tethers when they get up in politics why they don't do nothing for black Americans? Why don't you ask them that? How come that question is only reserved for the delineation movement? Why is that reserved for us? Because, like, you know, the tether class of immigrants, they are exempt for whatever reason. More questions that I need the answers to. More questions that I need the answers to. Why? How come? How come? And once again, especially my Pan-African family, especially my Pan-African family. This is another thing, that one-sided accountability thing. How come you never address these tethers when they come online or they come in our spaces, whether it be socially or politically? How come you don't ask them why they don't fight the white man? Because the truth of the matter is this: foundational black Americans in the delineation movement, we do fight the white T power structure. Even through especially through delineation, we are fighting the white T power structure, because what the delineation movement fights, it fights deception. That's what delineation crushes. It crushes the deception that the U.S. government has played on us, that these politicians have played on us with the flat blackness thing. Flat blackness is deception. That muddies the waters and it confuses people. You understand? I was watching the National Action Network earlier on the. By the way, shout out to that brother from NY that got up there and called out everybody. He called out the Democrats and the Republicans, and he was telling y'all like, look, whoever you are, if you don't have our check, come election time, no check, no vote. He got up there and stood on business. All right, but one of the people that got up there, and I'll say this, this particular lady, on surface level, she was from Vermont, but on surface level, she seemed to be sincere in the work that she was talking about, that she was doing in her local community. But she had a Caribbean accent. It sounded Jamaican. You understand? But that's what I mean, though. And she was using the languages we. You know what I'm saying? We were in my district, we were such and such percentage black, and including herself in that. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not, in this video, I'm not going to harp on trying to take blackness away from her or any other melanated immigrant, if you will. But the point I'm making is, see, that flat blackness, it's undefined. And it's that undefined blackness that gets weaponized against foundational black Americans. And you wonder, when you look at the Congressional Black Caucus, why they don't get anything done for foundational black Americans specifically, but they got all kind of programs for immigrants. You understand? Your loyalty lies where your heart lies, and your heart pumps blood. But if that blood isn't from a particular bloodline, you will be less inclined to look out for that bloodline that your heart is pumping. See, if you don't have the heart of an FBA, you'll be less inclined. I'm being precise with my language. You'll be less inclined to look out for foundational black Americans, the so-called African American. You understand? No. Whatever blood your heart is pumping, that is the people that you're going to prioritize. So I don't necessarily blame them. I don't blame them for looking out for their own people. But I do blame them for doing it under the guise of the Congressional Black Caucus and giving everybody the impression that it's supposed to be for the upliftment of black America, when it's for the use of black America, the abuse of black America. So, again, that's another question. How come you don't ask tethers why they don't fight the white man? And I mean on these TikTok streets, I mean in regular conversations, on YouTube, wherever. You only ask us that question.
You know what? What's his channel? It's KD1 TikTok. It's KD1 TikTok. You see it right up there in the corner, bro. Like you see his name up in the corner, because everybody on this side can't see it, but everybody on that side can. But okay, this is what's crazy to me. What I don't get is how they say black Americans don't know how to stand together, but when black Americans come together and start saying FBA, it's not, man, that's the FBI. They start saying all these different things, but then at the same time saying we can't stand together on something. But soon as we do come together and stand together on something, they make it a bad thing. That's trippy to me right there in itself. We can't stand. Which one is it? Which one is it? Because soon as they come together and we come together and we call ourselves FBAs and we start delineating and we start pointing things out and pointing people out, it's like now it's like we can't to a lot of people, bro. It feel like black people can't do nothing right. Anything we do, we gonna get scrutinized for it. It don't matter what it is. That's the way I'll be looking at it sometimes. And I'm not saying everybody does this, but it's enough. It's enough.
Black Americans have far more privileges than most other groups in the U.S. I think Black Americans needs to learn to be part of America. This is your country, but it looks like you don't even take advantage of it. Shut your ass up. You have absolutely no idea what we have been through.
Man.
You have absolutely no idea what we are put through every single day. You have absolutely no idea how the CIA and the FBI and our local police departments have attacked us in our communities over the years. You have absolutely no idea. I would advise you to continue to advocate for your people. If you immigrated here from whatever country you came from, come over here, make your American dollars, send them back to your people over there into your country to build up your nation, to build up your country from whence you came. Because like we are saying, this is our land, this is our country, and we love everybody. But you're not going to come over here talking crazy to us. You're not going to come over here speaking on our experience like it's something that you know about, because you don't. And you're definitely not going to come over here condescending to us or telling us how to exist. We got this over here. We're figuring it out. You make your American dollar over here and send it back to your people over there, and it can all be love. Mwah. Black Americans.
Exactly.
A lot of people think that African Americans are asleep at the wheel when it comes to ICE. And it's like, no, it's just that we've always been fighting against this. So it's like, it's not brand spanking new news for us. It's like the police have been killing us since like the end of Reconstruction, you know? Like the police have been targeting us, attacking us through Jim Crow, civil rights movement, into the current movement that we're in right now. It's always just been a constant thing. And I think it's like white people are just starting to realize that this stuff like kind of affects them, like the overreaching of the government and the overreaching of the police and things of that nature. It's starting to affect them. So now they're all just like, oh my God. But it's just like, okay, it's Tuesday. Like for a black person, I'm like,
man,
yeah, the police and the government are always overreaching. The police and the government are always doing things that are wrong for the people. So it's not brand news to us.
I always say that because like I like it, like with me, this been going on for the longest, bro. Like I remember, you know, when I got pulled over, I was driving, my mom in the passenger seat, my two little brothers in the back seat who were like teenagers, and they pulled us over. And like we driving past Fresno Fair, they put us over. They put all of us out the car and tried to make us sit on the curb, which I felt like, okay, like me and my brothers to sit on the curb, but bro, you not supposed to make my mama sit on the curb. Like we've been going through this shit forever, and this was like 25 years ago, almost 30 years ago. Like this been going on forever with us. It's not like, that's what I don't understand, what people don't get. Because like I said, when it was happening to us, other races was acting like it wasn't happening. What was their thoughts? They said, oh, they must have did something wrong. If they had to do something wrong, oh, I don't care if we ran a stop sign. Like you tell me that they pull your whole family out the car if you run a stop sign? If you forget to turn on your blinker from making a turn? Like I was looking it up going, okay, dang, how many kids of black people have been unalived by the police opposed to how many white kids or other nationalities? Bro, ours was the highest. Whites was kind of low compared to ours. Even when you look up how many white people like actually that were shot by the police compared to how many black people were shot by the police. More black people. If you look up how many black people were arrested by, like you do all these, you find out it's like, man, they've been coming down on us. That shit is not nothing new. It's not nothing new to us.
Everybody hates black Americans. It doesn't matter what we do, what we don't do. Someone will always have something negative to say about us. We could be minding our own black business and people will get offended by our existence. And I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I love that you all hate us so much because it means there's something special about us. Y'all hate us, but spend so much time trying to imitate us, talk like us, walk like us, or rage bait us into conversations and debates. Like, why? Why do y'all care about what we think? We just minding our black business. Even people who look like us, who are not from America, hates black Americans. And honestly, I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. Am I saying every individual hates black Americans?
No.
Absolutely not. But even if everyone did hate us, I wouldn't give a fuck. Shout out to the black Americans.
I like that one. I hate to say it. I like that one.
One of my partners, African brother. When he moved over here, he was working in corporate America somewhere. But they had told him when he moved over here, they said,
Don't mess with black folks.
America.
How did I know you was going to say that?
That for the first 6 years that he was over here, because all he did was work and came home,
Right.
he said, I never mess with black Americans.
I heard that a lot, man. Jamaican brother told me that a week ago.
He said, everybody at my corporate office,
warned
which of
you.
course with somebody else, they was like, you don't want to mess with black. John had some type of function at his house.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was so excited to be around us. He like that. And in 8 years or however
That's
long
crazy.
he had been there,
Yeah, that's wild.
he said this was the first time
That's a shame,
that him and
man.
his wife, his wife was African.
Yeah.
He was like, this is the first time we hung out with black people. Like,
See,
really?
I'm glad I met my brother for a lot of reasons. And that's another one right there, because I keep hearing the same thing, man. They giving y'all the wrong idea of what's out here, bro.
That's wild. That's wild to think about. But I'm about to end this video right there, man. I'm gonna tell you, yeah. Don't judge me. I didn't make this world. I didn't make these things what it is. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't have time to be getting mad at people lack of understanding. I don't have the time. Like we as black people, we don't have time to be getting mad at these people's lack of understanding. We don't. Like now you're gonna you don't understand what it does to your mind mentally and spiritually. You feel me? They messing up our spirituality in the way that we walk, the way that we talk, the things that we do. I don't need to walk around and be angry at people because of their ignorance. Like dude said, "Oh, you don't like us? I don't give a fuck. I really don't care, to tell the truth. It doesn't matter to me. But just let me know so I can break it down to my kids before they go out into the world and different things like that. But I don't have time to be carrying that type of anger. I just don't. And a lot of people be saying, "Man, why are you laughing? Why are you smiling?" Because I'm always happy. This shit don't bother me. Nothing. It don't bother me. People I don't get mad about people being people. This is what people do. I can't get angry at that. Then I'm going to be walking around my house mad. You think I want to be carrying that? Like it's weird because people will be racist towards you, anti-black towards you, or whatever because they feel some type of way. Then what we do is we'll turn around and we'll reflect that same energy at them. But we don't understand, was it like that thing that's fucking them up? It'll begin to mess your mind up and play games on your mind. I don't want that. I don't want that. Be how you is. I don't mind. But I guarantee you, bro, I'm telling you, when I leave and I walk away from this, bro, I'm not taking that hate and that anger and walking outside or walking through my house with it. It's not gonna happen. I don't care. You can take it how you want. You can feel how you want about what I just said, and you can walk around and you can be mad. But I address people as they address me. You feel me? And I didn't see my anger get me in trouble, get me in prison, and do things to me because I was angry and I got outside of my character. So, that's just what it is with me. But I thank y'all for watching, and stay tuned. We got more to come. It's always more to come. But I think I just had to do this video because it's I don't know. I just had to do this video. It's what's going on. A lot of people, don't be wanting to talk about it. A lot of people, they come in the comment section, they start being racist and anti-black in the comment section. But it just shows you that it does exist. It shows you that it's there, that the hate is there. But it's this is what it is. Period, point blank. But y'all have a good day, man. Do not let this shit get to you. What people be doing? Oh, you welcome. You welcome. Thanks for the super chat. But I'm saying, don't let this shit get to you, bro. Don't let this shit play upon your self-esteem, stop you from about to do or be what you gonna be. None of that. You feel me? Because I'm telling you, sometimes you'll take that anger and you'll go and give it to somebody that don't actually deserve it. It's almost like being in a relationship with somebody that is treating you bad, and now all of a sudden you just hate women. So when you get in your next relationship, you treat them like, you feel me, bad because the last person that treated you this way. It's like, bro, we smarter than that. I'm telling you, we are too smart. We're smarter than that. We're so much smarter than that. But I thank y'all for watching, and until next time, man.